have not put my computer turned off power save mode, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. Stop with that, please. Thank you. Hi. I'm sorry. I can take, you know, have a long intro if you want to go make something real quick. Why does Discord again not realize that I'm streaming? No, okay. So last week I ended the stream because I got stuck on a puzzle. I'm sorry. I'm goofy today, I guess. And then oh, hang on. I forgot to turn on this lamp. I guess maybe I don't need it, but we'll make sure I have it. And then after I ended the stream, I managed it in less than 5 minutes. So I saved literally at the very first screen that happened after I completed the puzzle. All I needed to do basically was shift it like this much. So the whole parallelogram thing was not touching the yellow line around the thing. Yeah. So here we are. Yes. Oh yeah, who's the man? That's what I say when I beat the level, apparently, or the puzzle. I've been watching Mario. I have levels in my head. That was amazing. How'd you do it? That puzzle was really hard. Well done, Sigma. That was pretty impressive. So what do we get? Look, there's something on the screen. IILP? What does that mean? The screen says IILP. Okay, what did we solve? I solved those and that. We are in the... I have both there. We are in the director's office and we've only solved one. Oh, we have a whole bunch of new V's. Jumpy doll. Hey, Pro Sale. Jumpy doll. Okay, I'm sorry, but we gotta check this. It sounds like someone named a doll Jumpy. But why? Oh my god. It is... I said last week that the only references would be Jumpy and Santa. IILP. Well, this drawer opens now. And now it's empty. IILP. There's a picture in front of the lens. Quark says it's a picture of Tenmyoji's first love. I think the name was Akane Kurashiki. I can't say I'd blame Tenmyoji for falling for her back when he was younger. So am I Jumpy? She was a cute kid. Okay, that's kind of problematic. I'm sorry, I just gotta say, it's kind of problematic that a 20-something calls a child cute, kind of problematic. I'm not saying super problematic, just kinda. This didn't open. This we've already opened. IILP. I legit don't remember. It was a week ago. This says P. Okay, fine. Let's pull this and turn back around. Book 334, yes. The key. IILP, okay. This is where I used it. Okay. That's it. Phew, looks like it worked. Good job. That was awesome. The screen changed. Okay. That was, you know, if it hadn't been for the fact that it was a week, I would have absolutely remembered that I had the tablets. I'm not gonna read the whole text. Wow, there are 2 passwords every single time. Okay. Yes, there's a safe. Let me just star, sun, moon. Let me just make sure I actually open the other one as well. Good job, it opened. Good work. Okay, well, if this is the file, do I have the key already? No. But I do have the other. I must just not have used the other one. And sun and star. Okay. Here we go. It's open. It looks kind of empty this time. There are only 2 things in here. First we've got the star cards. There are 2 of them. You guys take one and I'll take the other. Right. We're a pair, so we only need one for the 2 of us. And the other thing is the key, as usual. Yes! Now we can get out of here. Great, no point in sitting around. Let's go. This door. So, the things we haven't interacted with is the Roomba and the computer. Because they don't work for some reason. The door, yes, we are unlocking the door. Hang on, my cord is all tangly. You forgot him getting the drug. Yes, he got the drug. I found it. But Alice is still dead. But he got the cure. He got the cure before Alice killed herself and before we realized she was infected. Let me pull out the thing. So Alice killed herself, like... Yes, here. Is there proof it wasn't murder? Yes, there is. And that unlocked that string and this string. But Quark got the cure already, like, here. Yeah, I have a hard time with it too sometimes. So now we're heading for a vote. And this might actually be 2 named endings. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. No?
Damn it!
What's wrong?
You forgot the photograph?
I left something in the director's office.
What was it?
The picture. Ugh, how could I forget it?
Oh yeah, we must have set it down after using the face recognition thing.
Yeah. I'm going back.
Okay.
You two go on ahead to the warehouse.
I want to come with you.
Me too.
Nah, that's fine. Why don't you head back to the warehouse, Sigma? The others are probably already waiting.
Alright. I'll see you two later then.
Right.
Okay, this is kind of fishy.
Bye, Mr. Sigma.
I watched them jog off towards the blue door. And then they were gone. Dear Discord, why are you not registering that I am streaming? I'm sorry, that bugs me when it doesn't work. Hang on a moment. Okay, sorry. Guess I should be getting back then. Okay, I just need to... My headset is driving me today. Warehouse A, yes. I stepped into the warehouse to find all the other teams already there. Kay and Luna, Fi and Clover, and Dio. The moment Dio spotted me, he dashed over to the rightmost AB room and slid his card through the reader.
An ambidex gate has been opened.
Dio the douche.
45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
As he turned to look at me, I swore I saw a flash of a smug grin.
There. Happy?
Yeah.
This time I waited for you to get back before I opened it.
Well, you didn't wait for all teams, you dumbass.
You see? I can be considerate.
Fuck you. But Tenyoji and Quark aren't here.
Yeah, where are they?
I guess they forgot something back in the room we found. Why do you say I guess when you know? they ran back to grab it real quick.
And they'll be here in a few minutes. No big deal.
While we waited, we exchanged information about the rooms we'd investigated. Unfortunately, none of it seemed very useful. None of us had found anything, and we were no closer to unraveling any of the increasing number of mysteries we were faced with. With that discussion exhausted, we sat down to wait. Before long, 20 minutes had passed since Dio opened the door, and Tenmyoji and Quark were nowhere in sight. Uh-oh.
Don't you think they're taking a little long?
Yes, I'm getting worried.
Tiny assassin.
What if something happened to them?
I mean, we have unlocked the rec room at this point, right? I think we have. Which is where the stabby things are. I'll go have a
Then
look.
I shall accompany you.
Nah, I'll be fine by myself. It's not that far away. Yes, yes. Fi and I were the only ones alive, and Quark was missing, presumed dead, because we found his bracelets. But, remember, here. Oh. Here. No, not that one. Here. I have been injected with the sleeping agent, but I have 9 minutes before I'm injected with the poison and killed. So maybe something similar happened to Quark and he managed to get out of the bracelets. We don't know. We will find out at some point when that turns green.
Just don't look into the abyss too long, or you might become a monster.
Okay, that's, I don't think, okay. Look, I'm just going to the director's office. I'll be right back. No big deal. Right, see you guys later. I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out of the warehouse. Oh, the abyss looks back. That's Nietzsche? I've always heard it, but I don't think I've ever really known who it was originally. Are we ready for this? Huh? That's odd. There's nobody here. Picture's gone though. Tenmyoji and Quark must have been here then. I laid out the floor B map. They must have taken the door that faces the warehouse. After that, they probably went through the warehouse and out the blue door to the elevator. Yeah, that's a much shorter route. On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of a long way around. Huh. Looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly. Well, this was a huge waste of time. Shoot. Might as well head back, I suppose. I had packed up the map and was headed towards the door when... Huh? There was a light on where there hadn't been a light before. What? Why is that thing on? We messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work. I felt a sudden wave of inexplicable, nauseating dread. The light stared at me. I swallowed and edged cautiously towards it. The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand out toward it slowly.
So, you finally made it.
Hi. What the fuck? Hi? No, you're...
I am Zero. I was the one who brought you here. You undoubtedly have as many questions for me as there are stars in the sky. As you can see, however, this is only a recording. I will therefore be unable to directly answer any questions. Ask if you wish, but I cannot respond.
I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was spectacularly futile and kept my balled fist at my side.
Now, where to begin? There are many things I wish to tell you.
That's a line from a song. I'm sorry, my brain is just going now. Once in a Lifetime by Texas. Thank you. Okay, let's keep going.
But unfortunately, our time is limited. As such, the information I can provide is also limited. I have chosen two things of great importance to tell you. First, I will tell you about termites.
Termites? Bugs?
In retrospect, I suppose that's a rather odd thing to say.
What the
I
fuck?
imagine you look rather bewildered right now.
Yes, I
Perfectly
do.
understandable.
Okay, good.
The person who kidnapped you and threatened you with death is lecturing you about insects. I suspect it hardly seems fair. Nonetheless, this is very important. In a way, it will determine your fate.
Oh,
So I
good.
ask that you listen carefully. Have you ever seen a termite mound?
I have not, thankfully.
They are splendid structures. Some might even call them works of art. Termites are natural architects, and their mounds are both structurally sound and make excellent use of space. So, are they following some sort of plan as they build? Are there termite blueprints detailing which room goes where?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need a drink. I will be right back, like an actual alcoholic beverage. Because this... Okay, wait, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I might actually still be... I mean, drink in the drink store. Yes, I have a drink store. Okay. I have apple strawberry cider. Here I am, yes. I have returned. See, I have these glasses from IKEA. They perfectly hold. Like, you can see the edge of the glass there. They perfectly hold a can of soda, cider, whatever. The small cans. Oh, I'm sorry. I think the PS5 is slightly stronger, because I don't think that was a problem with the PS5 when I walked into the kitchen. Anyway, cheers. Termites.
No, of course not. Each termite is simply an oblivious oblivious cog in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of termite DNA. It is doubtful an individual termite has any idea of what its contributions are helping to create. But a human does. We can appreciate the elegant forms of their alien cathedrals. We can see the simple beauty of their perfect functionality.
One moment.
We can understand the splendid planning of their structure. In other words, only an intelligence of a higher order can understand the beauty of what the termite builds. Now, consider humans.
Okay. I consider humans terrible.
Why are we alive?
Evolution.
Why do we love and give birth? Why do we create? From where do our cultures spring?
We give birth because we had sex. Also part of evolution. We create because we need an outlet. We love because we're dumb. Where do our cultures spring from? Habits, right? Culture is just habits, really.
There are many theories, but no one knows the truth. We are oblivious cogs in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of human DNA. No doubt you see now what this analogy is supposed to illustrate. Yes, I mean to say humans are not different from termites.
True. And we're equally bad for the planet.
We trudge through our lives with no greater understanding of our ultimate goal. You might say we don't understand what we're building. Only an intelligence of a higher order than ours can understand what we're doing. Imagine how we might look to such an intelligence. We may be building some structure so perfect and elegant, we can't even perceive it. Whatever it is, we've likely been building it on a dimension just above the ones we know since time immemorial. If we are like the termites, then what we've created is almost certainly something of tremendous beauty.
It is. I've seen the Eiffel Tower.
And you are about to catch a glimpse of it.
Okay.
Or have you already?
Well, I know that I time travel, yes. Yeah.
That's enough on that subject, I think. Consider what I've said.
But you did say you were going to tell me about two
Now,
things.
let's move on to the second topic.
Okay, good. Thank you.
It is somewhat more immediately meaningful to your life, and in fact, the lives of several billion other people.
The virus.
I realize this is rather sudden, but I have a password for you. It is the password to disarm the bomb, numbered 1.
Oh. The bomb?
Are you ready? I will only say this once, so pay close attention. The password to disarm the number 1 bomb is BQZ RGJ DXR.
Okay, actually, you know what? Hang on. Let me... Don't I have this already? I think I have this already. Hang on. When did we get the... No, I have another one because the other one I have starts with LXA. That was January 13th. And then I have a long string of something. Okay, well I have it copied in my Discord mod chat now. I think someone should pin it and also look at my post from January 13th and pin that, just in case. I had no idea what he was talking about. This timeline is no bombs, yes. I had no idea what he was talking about. What bomb? Was he saying there were bombs too? If he'd guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it.
That is the last of the information this message was meant to convey.
Okay.
Before I go, however, I have a warning. You cannot tell any of your companions what you heard or saw here. If you do, you will be penalized immediately. I hope we will meet again someday.
Yes, those two. Thank you, Ash. Perfect.
We would have much to discuss.
Wait! God damn it, you can't just spout all that crap and disappear. I found myself yelling at empty air. I don't remember if the other password I have is for bomb 1 or bomb 2 or bomb 3. But whatever. The hologram had disappeared. What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Shit. I kicked out at a nearby shelf.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed,
so this
any non-voting parties will
was a big story
automatically
thing.
ally.
Oh crap. I need to get back. Not like there's any point staying here. I spun around and ran out of the room towards the warehouse.
Grandpa! Look! Mr. Sigma's back!
Took you long enough.
Where are the others?
In the AB rooms.
They went in already?
Yep.
Why didn't you two? Have you been waiting for me?
Yeah! Grandpa said there was something he had to tell you before we voted, no matter what.
Oh? No! No! Don't tell me about Zero because he'll kill you. Do not.
Nothing that significant.
Oh,
Just
please.
wanted to tell you we're going to choose ally this round.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Okay. And you had to tell me that no matter what? Seems kind of pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want.
True, but we've got something to back it up. Just hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
Quark and I both have 8 BP. We're already on the home stretch. So what do we need to get to the magic number? Well, we need you to choose ally. If you do that, it doesn't really matter to us what we pick.
You'd get to 9 whether you got 2 or 3 points.
Exactly. That being the case, we don't have any reason to betray you. And if we both choose ally, we both gain points.
True, but you must have considered that I'll choose betray. That would mean you'd choose betray to protect yourselves.
But that's why we're telling you we won't choose betray.
Okay, this is there's so many levels of reverse psychology in this game. Like, you tell me that you won't choose betray so that I won't choose betray so that I will choose... I'm lost.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Can I trust you?
Of course.
Alright, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this and both ally. Everyone gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you. I'll be stuck with a measly 5. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch?
I can guarantee it.
How?
I can give you my word.
Oh, wow.
I will not open the number 9 door, even if I have enough points to do so.
Mm-hmm. But I noticed that you say, I will not.
I swear it.
You didn't swear on Quark's behalf.
We aren't going to abandon everybody else just so we can escape.
Okay, now you're saying we. I can accept that.
I swear too.
Okay, good. Okay, now I feel better. Man. So all you got is a promise,
When I make a promise, I keep it. Trust me.
Please! You've got to trust us.
Alright, fine. I'll trust you.
2 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
I don't
We're counting
think
on
we
you,
can
Sigma.
trust them,
You've got to choose ally.
but that's okay.
You promised.
Mm-hmm. I did. I will. With that, they turned and ran into the AV room, second from the right. I mean, as far as we know now, it doesn't matter if I choose ally or betray. We are close to a named. We are close to an ending either way, whether named or not. Well, I guess I should get moving. But it also means that we won't loop. So I'm dying in here either way, because there's not a second loop of things. So I won't get past 5 points. Or well,
1
6.
minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quark and Tenmyoji? Well, I could believe that they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I'd be that much closer to 9. And choosing betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try and escape without the rest of us. Betrayal seemed like a safe bet. But...
Please! You've got to trust us.
he's cute.
You've got to choose ally. You promised.
Tenmyoji I could betray easily enough, but Quark? What the hell was I going to do?
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Vote is being recorded. Please wait.
Round 3 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation.
Good. Welcome back.
Ambidex gates now opening.
That is very cold alcohol.
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
I voted. Oh, right. Never mind. Wow. Clover, you bitch. I mean, I'm a little surprised at them, too. I am zero surprised at Dio. But Clover, you bitch.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Are these both bad endings? Okay, I need a screenshot of this.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Yeah, if I had to. But, I mean, it must be Clover. Clover wants to get out of there as soon as she can to get vengeance for Alice. Luna would never vote Betray. I'm still solo. Hey, what the hell, guys? Why'd you betray me?
Quark had nothing to do with this. I made the vote.
Grandpa.
Alright, fine. Why'd you break your promise, Tenmyoji?
I only promised you one thing. We wouldn't open the number 9 door, even if we got 9 points.
What? So you're not going to leave?
Not what I said. Of course we're going to leave.
What?
Look. See Clover over there?
What? Don't tell me. You absolute bitch, Clover. I said it once, I'm gonna say it again.
Oh no.
Jeez.
That bitch!
Yes, for once, Dio is not
Wait.
out of line.
Quark and Tenmyoji have...
The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmyoji and Quark ran past.
No! God damn it!
Clover, are you really going to leave?
What? The door only opens once. Yes, of course she is.
Well, yeah. Why else would I open the door?
But why?
I'm going to go call the others, so we can capture Zero Senior.
Tenmyoji, are you and Quark going too?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry, everybody.
So, Sigma. Happy? I kept my promise. Clover opened the door, not me.
Bastard, you fuck. Like hell I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmyoji.
You say so. I have to get out of here, and that's that. He's gotta pay for what he's done. He? Zero.
You mean you know who Zero Senior is?
Yeah. No point keeping it a secret now, I suppose. I know exactly who Zero Senior is.
What?
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Time to move.
Right.
Oh, wait! This is for you, Mr. Sigma.
Quark held something out. I looked down to see 2 pieces of folded paper. What is this?
It's a letter. I wrote it in the director's office before the AB game. I wanted to tell you what kind of guy Grandpa is. So, read it, okay?
He pressed it into my hand.
See you later, Mr. Sigma.
No, you won't. And then he turned and ran towards the door, Tenmyoji and Clover following in his footsteps. I was so surprised by the letter that I didn't even try to stop them. Before I could think of anything to say.
See you.
Goodbye.
Okay, this one hurts. No, because they when we looked at the photograph again.
The number 9 door has closed.
When we looked at the photograph again at the start of the stream, they said that the woman in the picture was Tenmyoji's first love. I guess it wasn't romantic love? Like, you love your siblings? Most people do. Some people do, maybe I should say. I mean, it's a good point. But they did say first love. I don't know. I don't think Ten is June's brother.
This ends the nonary game.
Notice how he said he was going to tell us who Zero is and then didn't?
Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
Well, he said there's no point in keeping it a secret. Hang on. Oh, it's no point keeping it a secret that I know who he is. Not I'm gonna tell you. Okay. They are doing some sneaky wording here. Okay. Sneakies.
Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Game over.
Shit! They're gone.
All we can do now is hope they bring help back.
Indeed.
I agree.
I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he'd filled both pages with writing. I began to read. I hope it's narrated. What? Also, this should absolutely be narrated by Quark. It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he'd never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying the directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. Well, technically, formula is something you drink. Um, so let me just point that out. I guess I was kind of a pain, huh? But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. Quark is a really, really small thing, and I was really, really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. Also, he's 8 or 9, whatever. Of course he doesn't know the finer details of how to define a formula. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched. Who's the robot now? Tiny Assassin is unbreakable. I started walking when I was 2, and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that, and I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I'd started helping Grandpa out with his work. I'm sorry, my nose is just super itchy. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I'd find something, he'd explain to me what it was, how it was supposed to work, how to fix it, all sorts of things. Usually, though, I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. They'd show old news or movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while. And he'd only go weeks when they showed movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over town to try and find somebody who'd take me. The kid from my block actually had a mom, and he'd asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me. Did that mean he didn't want me? The kid who'd told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he bragged to everybody about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me when I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mother." It had never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he could get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day he took me to a bar in our neighborhood. Appropriate parenting? During the day, of course. We went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I'd never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with that grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here. But I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and set me down on a stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs just dangled off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually, the bartender came back over with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. As I looked closer, I realized that the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float. I'd never seen one before. I was so surprised. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. Okay, so this must be after the pandemic, because A, root beer is expensive, and B, no one has parents. Either that or it's a super, super poor area. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure it was real at that point, and then turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He'd already turned around and moved off, though, so I figured he must have put the glass down in front of me on purpose. It still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. Is this really mine? He nodded. Words can't describe how awesome it was. I'd never tasted anything like root beer. By the way, I think root beer is terrible. I don't understand why people like it. But to each their own. I don't drink it, you get to drink it even more. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. I felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration, I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's gotta be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right then, I didn't care whether he just found me and adopted me or not. He'd bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother but had never tasted root beer. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good until the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day. I'd torn one of my shoes that morning, and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day was almost over, and I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I'd found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I'd brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, "I don't care!" Then he got mad and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset, and I started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while, I went and hid in an abandoned building, but by then I'd started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop though, so I just sat there staring out at the gloomy gray sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. And then he did? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. It kept raining all night, and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. First I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway, and it was Grandpa. He was totally soaked, and I could tell right away that he'd been there for a really long time. I yelled, and he opened his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He'd spent all night out in the rain looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out in the rain looking for me so long that he'd collapsed. I was horrible. He'd heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever God might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. Yes, okay, now I understand what you mean. Sigma was in college, but college could not have existed in this timeline, in this time period. He got a really bad fever, and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it kept up, he'd die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anybody left to care about me. Unless, like I said, this is just a really poor area, and not, like what's the word I'm looking for? There's a representative of the entire, like, population. There wouldn't be anyone left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa, because a week later his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up. When the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. He explained that he was an old man and that he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone. But maybe he'd been a little too strict. All of the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone out into the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. How does this fit onto 2 pieces of paper? I don't think I've cried that much since I was a baby. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide and he said, "Of course not." He told me that he was looking for a really important lady, and because of that he'd had to give up on pretty much everything else in his life. When he took me in and started raising me, he felt like he'd gotten someone he lost back. True. So he spent his entire life looking for June after they escaped. It must be June he's referring to with the really important lady. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever, even if he said I couldn't. Huh. Well. Game over. Right? No? I don't know. Is there something behind me? I don't think so. Yes, there is. Oh, this is... Do they have a joint ending? Maybe they do. Like Quark and Tenmyoji? Announcer. Oh, right. Takaro. Well, we're gonna watch the credits again. And I am gonna mute and have some more drinkies. It's still really freaking cold. So that must mean that Quark and Tenmyoji were barely frozen like at all. Because didn't... Oh, it's this. Didn't Quark say... No, didn't Tenmyoji say that he volunteered to be there? Or that he was there on purpose or something? I don't exactly remember. It was something like that. And since he knows who Zero is... I think it was dragging him in as in he wouldn't leave him behind. Not dragging, but yeah. So Clover and Tenmyoji are basically the same age, right? Because Jumpy, Tenmyoji and, okay. Trophy earned in Root Beer Veritas. I love it. Jumpy in the first game was like 24 maybe, and Clover was like 16, right? 18? I don't remember exactly. So she and Tenmyoji, if Tenmyoji is Jumpy, are almost the same age. At his age, 5 years isn't that much of an age difference. And Alice is timeless. So even if she wasn't frozen for 40, 50, 60 years, yeah. Okay, it's gonna turn blue. Everything's fine. I will be back in like 5 seconds. Hi. Okay, now the question is, do we go see what happens if we choose Betray? Because we don't have enough for this yet. And we don't have enough for that. We don't have that. We haven't even done this. We do have that. We do not have these two with Who Planted the Bomb. So we have this one right here, where we can get Alice the so right here. I mean, worst case, this is long as fuck. Best case, other worst case. There is no best case. They're both best case and worst case. It's very short. No, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, hang on. Fast forward. Okay, now I can switch. I didn't mean to do that. I just pressed the wrong thing. Jump to here, yes. We don't need to see the opening sequence again. Okay, so we betray now.
One minute.
What do I do? Blah 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 blah. We saw this just a tiny little bit ago.
Please! You
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I mean, I guess it's good that they have that sequence if you jump back and forth like crazy, to remind you which ending you're at. But when you just did it...
Round 3 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse.
I mean, we can't jump back in time. I don't think any timeline is that we've only been under for like a week. I think all timelines are we've been under for a long time. But this is the only timeline where they've actually hinted at us being under for like 50 years.
Thank you for your participation.
Or however long.
Ambidex gates now opening.
I mean, it could very well be that the other two timelines... Oh, wait! No, wait. Hang on. Hang on.
Results from round 3 of the
So,
Ambidex
remember...
game will now be displayed.
Remember this ending, Dio ending. When we exit the facility here, we exit on Eclipse Day. So unless there's an eclipse again, we exit on this. So in that timeline, yeah, but a lengthy lunar eclipse? I'm not sure there's an actual eclipse on that date, but what are the odds that we will actually escape? Oh, there is. But what are the odds either way that we actually escape on the day of another eclipse, thinking we're 30, 40, 50, 70, 20, whatever years in the past? Because in that timeline, Radical 6 isn't as much a threat as the bombs are, right? Let me think. Now this is the old woman is dead timeline. Is the old woman June? Okay, you have a point. The entire game is what are the odds of... True, what are the odds of me playing this during an actual pandemic, considering there have only been 3 since the game was published? Or this is the 3rd. I don't remember. We talked about this like a week or 2 ago. But yeah, what are the odds that there's an actual pandemic when I'm playing this?
Please direct your attention to the results screen.
The odds of everything is betray, ally. Okay, so no one but me changed their votes, which means Clover leaves alone.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Actually, never mind. I was thinking they can't do any more puzzles. Fi changed her vote once too. We betrayed her and then she betrayed us. And then we were like, wait, but you didn't do this in the other timeline. And she's like, oh, you know about the other timeline? Yes. But what I was going to say was, we can't do any more puzzles if someone leaves. But we wouldn't be able to do any more puzzles anyway, and we don't need to do any more puzzles because we've been to all the rooms. All the doors open, and there's no more voting once someone leaves. So that was just me, being dumb again. I'm still a blue solo though. Hey, what's the deal?
Quark had nothing to do with it. I entered the vote.
Okay, this is the same dialogue, but they're at a different angle. They had the the chromatic doors behind them earlier for this. So why'd you choose to betray?
Couldn't I ask you the same thing? I don't really think this is the time for a fight, though. Look.
Oh, right.
Clover's over by the door.
What? Oh no.
The number 9 door.
Fuck, she opened it.
Ugh! Why? Clover, wait!
Clover, what the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm going to call the others.
What?
I'll get justice for Alice.
That's what I said. Justice? Wait, do you mean...
The number 9 door has been opened.
I was actually thinking, when I said that, I was actually thinking that my bracelet was blue 1 at the other ending.
It will remain open for
not that
9
the doors hadn't
seconds.
closed. I'm just a dummy.
Time for me to go.
No! Please, Clover, wait!
It's too late. The door is open. It only opens once.
Like hell, I'm just gonna let you walk out of here.
Dio left his Clover, his fists raised. Clover easily avoided him and moved towards the door.
Goodbye.
I caught one last glimpse of her face as she slid through the door. It was a mask of eyes. All eyes. Sorry, I had to.
The number 9 door has closed.
One moment, sorry. Okay, hang on, actually. Okay, now I'm good. Good.
This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation.
Yes, Little Dragon's Cafe is super
As the
cute.
game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
I wish it was a little bit of a bigger sail,
Escape is not possible.
but I guess that's what you get.
Please enjoy your stay.
Game over. Yes. Oh, it's blue. Everything's fine. As always. 42 hours, 25 minutes. Return. Okay, so we have both of those endings now. Well, we could go betray someone here and see what happens. Or we could go make sure that neither Alice nor Quark dies and then go betray someone else here instead. Yes, 42 hours. Let me see on how long to beat. Virtue's last reward. Main story 27.5 hours. Main plus extra 35. Completion is 36. But they don't count me being dumb at puzzles and reading stuff aloud. But do we start here and get the final escape room? Well, it's not actually final. Or do we start here and then vote? Votes in chat, please. Puzzle or story lock? Anyone else? I know we have a few lurkers. So that would be the green. Okay. Okay. Yes, we wish to jump. So this is a recap of what happened before at this point.
All right, please pay attention, everyone. You need to hear this. The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
Her results are identical to Quark's. She has also been infected with Radical 6.
Oh no, oh dear. On her way back, Fi had gone off to retrieve the rest of the participants. 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
Oh no. No! What's going to happen to her? Well, like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical 6. There's a special antiviral treatment. Do you know what immunoglobulin is?
Yeah?
Immunogoblin?
It's another name for antibodies. Some people have antibodies that can fight off Radical 6. Those antibodies are the basis for Excelivir.
Wait, what about those pods in the treatment center? Can't we just stick them in those?
Right. I thought of that too, so I went and took a closer look at them. Unfortunately...
They can't cure it.
Correct. They can suppress the symptoms for a while, but they can't kill the virus itself. The only way we can help Alice and Quark is if we can find some Excelivir.
But the pods will keep them from getting any worse, right?
Yes.
Well, then what are we waiting for? One of you, grab Alice. We're going to the treatment center.
As he spoke, Tenmyoji moved over to Quark and lifted his small, unconscious body off the bed. Quark shifted slightly as Tenmyoji moved him, and something fell out of his pocket with a soft clink. I bent down slowly and picked it up. Is this medicine?
What?
Well, what is it?
Hold on. There's a name on the label here.
Excelivir!
Yes, that.
You found it, Sigma! That's the one thing that can cure Radical 6.
Yes, Alexavir.
Why did Quark have it?
Perhaps he found it earlier.
Earlier when?
We explored the laboratory. It was on the other side of the red door. I happened to notice Quark putting something in his pocket.
He hid it?
Whether or not that was his intention is unclear. I did not have the opportunity to ask, as he collapsed immediately afterwards. It didn't feel appropriate to go digging around in his pockets for it after that. And to be honest, it had also slipped my mind. We were rather preoccupied with getting him to the infirmary as quickly as possible.
Who cares about the details? We have it. Hurry up and give it to him, Luna.
Hey, hold on a minute. What about Alice?
Does it really matter if she goes first or not?
I'm sorry, but I don't think we can do that.
What?
There's only enough here for one person. The only way we have to administer this is with the injection gun. And the way it functions, it uses a whole bottle each time you pull the trigger.
In other words, we can't split the dose in two or something.
Right.
While we all stood stunned, Fi moved. Stepping over to Quark, she quickly ran her hands through his clothes, then stepped back with a frown and a small shake of her head.
Nothing. That one bottle was it.
Do you think there might be some more back in the laboratory?
No. Unfortunately not.
No.
Oh, God.
Just enough medicine for one dose.
Only one person can be saved.
Okay, so here's my thinking. I'm just gonna say this before the game addresses it. They better fucking make 9 doses in total. Just in case, they better make sure to not spend both doses before copying extras.
Who should we give it to?
Or like 10, just to be safe.
Alice or Quark?
What the hell is this? There's no way we're only going to save one of them.
And what are we going to do?
Do I have to spell it out? We're going to save them both.
How?
That's... I needed to calm down. Think. There had to be some way to save both of them. It was there, I knew it. IG, immunoglobulin.
Do you know what immunoglobulin is? It's another name for antibodies.
Right?
Some people have
Right?
antibodies that can fight off Radical 6.
And remember that everyone basically has been carrying Quark around. We moved Alice, so we've all, interacted with both of them. IG replicator?
Replicator makes it sound like it makes copies of stuff.
So it's like a copy machine.
Yeah. Probably copies IG, whatever that is.
Any ideas?
Who knows? Ice cream by the gallon?
That's it. I've got it. The IG replicator in the laboratory. It's an immunoglobulin replication machine.
What?
Trophy earned. If I told you I had it cuts off. It can copy immunoglobulin antibodies. Luna just said Excelavir is made from antibodies. That means we can make more Excelavir.
Hold on a moment. There is a strange device in the laboratory that says IG replicator on it. Clover and I examined it thoroughly when we were in that room.
Yeah. We never could figure out what it did, though.
Oh, come on, game. If I told you you had a nice antibody... They are getting a little pervy here.
Exactly. My question is, how do you know about it, Sigma?
I saw it. When I was in the laboratory.
When was that?
Probably when you were looking for Alice, right?
No. Deal was wrong. I hadn't gone to the laboratory when I was looking for Alice. I know I keep switching my pronunciation of laboratory. I'm sorry. I didn't think I'd ever been to the laboratory. So how did I know about the IG replicator?
If what he's saying is true, then we should be able to duplicate the Excelivir. That would mean we could cure Alice and Quark.
Let's go have a look then. The laboratory, right?
Yeah. No time to waste.
We all nodded. Wait. We can't leave them here all alone. Luna, do you think you could stay behind and look after them? No, Luna has the medical degree.
Oh, of course. I'd be happy to.
Alright then, let's go. Yeah, this is even before voting round 2, so it's been less than 5 hours.
So this is the lab, huh?
Yes.
Where's this IG replicator thing?
Right here. See?
So this can copy the Excelivir?
I think so.
What are we waiting for?
Calm down, alright? Don't rush me. Carefully lower the small vial of Excelivir into the slot on the side of the machine. An empty vial already protruded from the other side. Presumably that was where the duplicated Excelivir would go. Ready? When I push this button, it should...
Skip it. Just press the damn thing.
Right. And pressed. Did it work?
Have a look. The empty vial has something in it now.
And the vial Sigma used remains as it was. It does not seem to have lost any of its contents.
So, it worked?
Yeah.
Would have been pretty bad if it hadn't.
Alright, let's get this thing back to the infirmary. I reached down and pulled both vials from the machine, intending to slip them deftly into my pocket. Uh-oh. Oh shit.
What happened?
Sorry. My hand slipped.
You dropped one of them?
Yeah. Just one, though.
What in the hell? What if you'd broken it, you idiot?
Come on. If it had broken, well, then we could have just made another copy. Before Tenmyoji could reply, Fai spoke.
Guys?
I was surprised to hear her voice coming from near my feet. I looked down to see her staring intently at something beneath the table.
You see?
A bomb? A bomb?
It did break!
No, the vial's fine. See?
She held it up in one hand, but didn't move her eyes.
Then what the heck is going on down there?
Take a look.
She slid back from the table, quickly and silently. The rest of us bent down to look. The number 2 bomb. Oh right, this is that timeline.
Whoa. Really? That makes 2 then.
Guess Kay was right after all.
So there were more bombs.
So it would seem.
Was this here when you guys came through the first time?
No, it was not.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, and I looked real hard.
Then somebody must have said it while we were looking for Alice.
Who the hell would do that?
We were all out looking for Alice. It could have been any one of us.
No, not any of us. I was back in the infirmary. Quark was still out, so I was keeping an eye on him.
So we shouldn't consider you a suspect. Is that right?
Yeah.
He could have left.
Quark's off the list, too.
But Tenmyoji, you have no proof that you spent the entire time in the infirmary,
Exactly.
do you?
What?
You could have quietly made your way to the laboratory, planted the bomb.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in hell I'd have left Quark all by himself to go plant a goddamn bomb.
And Myoji was still staring furiously at Kay when Clover spoke up.
Hey, what's this thing?
I turned in time to see her grab something from under the table.
It looks like a memory card.
Oh, and there's a card reader in the infirmary.
Where was it?
Right under the bomb. It was down on the floor under the table.
Could it have been put here by the same person who set the bomb? There was nothing like it here when we examined this room.
You think they dropped it accidentally?
Unless it was left here intentionally, yes. I imagine so.
What do you think's on it?
Oh, this will unlock who planted the bomb from the other two timelines. I think. Let's take a look. Could I see it for a minute?
Yeah, I guess so.
I plucked the card out of her hand and looked around the room. Nothing. Shoot. No dice. We'll need to plug it into something that can read memory cards, but I don't see anything here.
So what do we do?
Come on, if I knew I'd be doing it.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
It could.
All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Remember how Feist said they could make another vial and then no one did?
Guys, I think maybe we should get back to the top floor.
Yeah, you're right. We've got what we came here for.
What should we do about the, bomb?
Not much we can do except leave it here. Alice said it'd be dangerous to touch them.
True, but...
Drop it. We can talk about the bombs later. Right now we need to take care of Alice and Quark.
And vote. Right. So we'll go back to the infirmary, give them the Accelivir, and then head to the Floor A warehouse.
Right.
I don't even
This ought to
remember
do
who I'm
it.
paired up with right now.
It might take a little while, but they should recover.
Her voice was quiet as she backed away from Alice and Quark. In her hand was the injection gun. She carefully removed the empty vial and placed it gently in the cabinet with the other one. While we were in the laboratory, Luna had moved Quark to a crude cod. They both looked peaceful as they slept. Bout. The madness I'd seen on their faces before was completely gone.
Are they really going to be all right?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta say, I'm impressed at her boobs staying that way when she's laying down. My boobs do not do that.
The analysis I did on the vials confirmed that the duplicate was real Accelivir. The original was genuine too, of course. Now that they've been treated...
It's only a matter of time before the virus is eliminated.
I believe so, yes.
I mean, that bracelet must be some push-pull magnetism magic.
Oh man, What a relief. I was really worried.
Clover grinned. Agreed. I gave her a reassuring pat on the back.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
All right, everybody. We can be relieved later. Right now we need to get to the AB rooms and fast.
Damn. Don't even have time to catch our breath.
Come on, let's go. The floor A warehouse is waiting. So who am I in a team with and who am I voting against? I mean, I know that the path looked shorter if I vote ally. Huh? Where's Tenmyoji?
Oh, he stayed back in the infirmary.
What?
Why?
Well, when we were all heading out, I noticed he wasn't doing anything. So I asked him if he was coming with us. And this is what I got.
I'm still worried about Quark and Alice. I think I'll stick around and make sure they're okay.
I see. That means that Phi's only opponent will be Dio.
One-on-one, huh?
Ugh.
That's cool. Nothing to worry about. I plan to choose ally. You know why?
Because I've only got one BP.
Exactly. If you chose ally and I betrayed you, your BP would drop below 0 and... well, we know what happens then. I want to win, but I'm not that desperate. You see what I'm saying, right?
Tenmyoji and Dio are a pair. Tenmyoji only had one BP left. Since Dio said he's going to pick ally, Phi can't really pick anything else. If she does, Tenmyoji will...
Die?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I do too.
Kay and I are gonna be going one-on-one too, right? Since Quark's still sleeping.
That is correct.
How many BP do you guys have? Come on, we have 5 minutes.
I've got 6.
As do I.
This will be a tough one then.
If one of them can get the other to ally, and then betray that person, the betrayer will have 9 points. Look, Kay, I know you don't really have any reason to trust me, but...
I know. You would like us both to vote ally, yes?
Yeah.
I agree. If we were to both betray, then we would gain no points. We would lose nothing either, but that's hardly relevant. If both of us cooperate, then we will both gain 2 points, which is much more beneficial.
Right. Okay, good. You're really gonna do it, right?
Yes.
Promise?
Promise.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Okay, I am actually going to choose ally here. And then we're going to go back and choose betray again. This path. But we're going to read the file. Because we have a file we haven't read. From the director's office. So we're going to choose ally and then get the bad ending, I'm guessing.
Shit, this is bad. We need to move, now!
That's what I said.
Indeed. Shall we?
DOK, Phi, and Clover all took off immediately, heading into different AB groups. I'm sorry. Counting from the left, Dio went into room 3, K went into room 4, and Phi and Clover went into rooms 5 and 6, respectively. That left Luna and myself. What do you think about taking the one on the far left?
Sounds good.
When that's settled, we headed into AB room number 1. I wonder if there's a timeline where Luna is completely a bitch and just bonks me over the head and chooses betray.
30 seconds remain until Amberdeck's game polling closes.
It's probably a little late to say this, but you know Alice is still in the infirmary. So...
We're saying we should pick Ally, right? Because Alice is going to default to that anyway.
Yes.
I know. It's not really fair to betray someone who isn't voted. Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. You've said that before. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the nonary game didn't seem so scary. No, not for a minute, because then you don't vote.
10 seconds remain until Amberdeck's game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Vote has been recorded.
Round 2 of the Amberdeck's game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Amberdeck's gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. Alright, let's go have a look at the results.
Okay.
Results from round 2 of the Amberdeck's game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
What the fuck is going on? What? I'm not crazy, right? What the fuck is this? What? So I'm dead again. Unless we have that weird story lock.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Yeah. What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No, that's not possible. How can Alice's vote be betrayed? It was a question I would never know the answer to. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. Couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soporil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumbled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Oh no! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Sigma!
No. Why?
My eyelids felt like they were made of lead, but I forced them open. Everything was growing blurry, but I noticed that the door of the second AB room was open. No one had gone into that room. I'd watched them all. And yet, there she stood, an apparition that couldn't possibly be real. Alice. The world was gradually going black and my mouth refused to form words. My head echoed with questions. How? Why? What was she doing there? Had she run in at the last moment after Luna and I entered our room? But even if she had, why choose betray? Then the darkness closed over my mind as well, and my questions were gone forever. Okay, that was a hella ending. Hella ending. I am impressed. Yes, yes. But we're about to find out. Yes, we do want to save. It's gonna turn blue. Everything is still fine. Don't worry. I will be back in like a moment. Return. Return, please. And we go here. And we jump. And we vote. Betray.
30 seconds remain.
But
until
I did say we were gonna read the we actually have 2 folders of things. So we're gonna go to the archive and read secrets for a little bit. As I've done before, I'm not gonna read them all aloud. If you want to read any of them extra carefully, screenshot them. Yeah. The facility has 2 stories. A is the top floor and B is the bottom floor. We know that. The floors are not named after ABBA. When the body's infected with Radical 6, blah 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 blah. Wait, how did I... Oh, okay. We've had this one before. But this was explained to us. Not... I don't exactly remember. Oh, okay, now I remember. This is from the Alice wasn't murdered timeline. It sounds like someone named a doll Jumpy, but why? Don't you think that his hat looks kinda weird? There's that huge band that just wraps around his head. Is he hiding a pair of Ferengi ears? Or maybe he's just a young Lobot? Well, this is just between you and me, but he's got missiles in there. The sides of the hat are hiding those pods, like you see on helicopters or SAM sites. Except the missiles are tiny, and when he gets in trouble, both sides of the hat open up, and they just fly out all at once, like psh, psh. Just kidding. Actually, he just keeps snacks there. And then Excelsior. It was found and extracted from an individual in 2038, then replicated using the ID replicator. Okay, hang on. So Excelsior... Okay, we are still in the future. Excelsior wasn't discovered until 2038, and we were abducted in 2028. Oh, wrong button. So we are at least 10 years. We've been abducted for at least 10 years. In this timeline. But that is how we save billions. Because in the one timeline, I still firmly believe that in the very first timeline, here, all the way over here, we are still in 2028. Because I still believe that this was the 2028 New Year's Eve eclipse. So if we do all this, then we can change time, and this has never happened. Because we're some sort of superhuman. But we did get another journal from the director's office. The cards, yes, we know about the cards. A slingshot. Oh, this is the audio log. Yes. So Tenmyoji somehow kinda worked on this? So we are supposed to prevent this by inventing Excelavir and, you know, the whole anthropomorphic memory. That's not the word, I know. We're gonna invent it and then invent it earlier and, you know, unkill everyone, and then termites. Wait. Don't we have that one like multiple times? Yeah. Okay, what were the final ones? Okay. So just what an eclipse is, basically. Or maybe not quite an eclipse. Either way. This is the photograph that Tenmyoji was holding. The subject is a girl named Akane Kurashiki. Akane was one of the people who appeared in this game's sister title, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, as a childhood friend of Junpei. That's the title's main character. In 999, she was 21 years old. This picture was taken 9 years before then, when she was 12. Look at the left side of the picture. If you look closely, it almost looks like there's a man grinning in the background. Well, there's text covering it. Do you see him? Don't worry if it seems a little strange. A spirit medium has told us that the person in this picture is a guardian spirit who is looking after her. He must have shown up here because he'd heard what sort of destiny she had in store and decided to see how she was doing. Game is crazy. Okay, so we have 1, 2. We only have 2 rooms left, and we have all the secrets. Anyway, we're gonna betray now.
So, yes.
This game just keeps getting heavier and heavier. No matter how you play it, like
7,
which order you
6,
play things in.
5, 4,
it just goes
3,
very heavy.
2, 1.
And very complex. Fuck you, Alice. Vote has been recorded. Please wait.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room.
Why? What happened to... It's not fair to betray someone who isn't voting. I thought...
There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I'd picked betray instead. It had almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Perhaps I'd been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that had moved my finger to the betray button against my will. Hi, evil spirit, right here. But right, well, we should go see the results.
Really? We already know what they are. It's just simple math.
Oh? The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken. I turned away and almost ran towards the projector. Anything to get away from those eyes. Now it's just cider.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
And it's just 4.5%.
Please direct your attention to the results screen.
No. No. It's this. Briska. Cider is in bottles. And I haven't been to the liquor store today. This was from last week. What do you gotta say for yourself now, Alice? No, wait, Luna. I mean Luna.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated
Well,
bracelet
yes, true,
points.
What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No. How can Alice's vote be betray? That's not possible. Alice? She was standing inside the second room from the left. The room that should have been empty. Why? My mind was still reeling. Where had she come from? Where did she go? Did she change her name to Cotton Eye Joe? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move toward us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. It seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Alice drew to a stop in front of me and glanced up at the display.
Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh? Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it? Coward.
Says you who just killed me. Me, a coward? You've got some balls saying that to me after you picked Betray. Why are you even here?
You gave me the antivirus, didn't you? Tenmyoji told me. Thank you.
So why did you pick Betray?
I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly.
But you should still be under the effects of the anesthetic.
Yes, well, I still am. A bit. I have a throbbing headache, and I can barely stand. It's horrible. I'm more resistant to anesthetics than most people. A result of my training. I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. They gave me way more than the standard dose of that gas when they kidnapped me. In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyoji explained what was going on, and I got here as fast as I could.
So you showed up right after we'd gone into the AV room?
Yes. Right in the nick of time, too. About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall.
You did that just so you could betray us?
Right. What? Don't I get to do that? I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it? You two chose betray. If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points.
So you're saying it was self-defense?
Yes.
You're full of shit. Self-defense my ass. You chose Betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I'd picked Ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right?
So what if I was?
Are you serious? You would have killed me. You did kill me. Look, I only have 1 BP. You were this close to murdering me. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape.
Don't be stupid. I knew you'd choose Betray. There was...
Tell the truth.
That is the truth. Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here? Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone.
Sai and Dio.
Yes. If Dio had chosen ally, Fi would have killed Tenmyoji. And if she'd chosen ally, Dio would have killed her.
I don't want to be rude, but it looks like Clover and Kay tried to trick one another. Not that it seems to have worked. If either one had chosen ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now.
Yeah? How about that? I turned to look at the results again. Before, I'd only been looking at my own. I hadn't realized that there was only one word all across the roster. Betray. Whatever trust we'd managed to build had fallen apart. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else. Had it been the bombs? Or had it been something else? Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we'd never manage to escape. We'd be trapped in a cycle of 0-point rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Alright guys, pay attention. You've probably already all figured this out, but we can't keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never gonna get out of here. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to a wall.
My apologies, Sigma. But I need to think on something for a bit. I would appreciate being left alone.
Okay.
I'll be leaving too. Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution. Sorry.
Dio.
Well, in that case...
Et tu, Fi?
Yeah, sorry.
Without another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kay quickly followed suit.
See? There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves. So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here. Come on, Clover. Let's go.
Hold on! I'm coming! Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know?
I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it. But I am carrying an SD card.
Everyone's gone.
You aren't going to leave too?
No.
Are you sure? I chose betray.
I know. But I still believe in you, Sigma. I think your hand must have just slipped or something. Right?
Absolutely. My chest hurt, and when I blinked, I felt something hot and wet prick the corner of my eyes. Hang on. I'm sorry. I've tangled my headset again. I don't know how I keep managing to do this, but I do. Luna, I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh?
Yes, as long as we have the star keys. That means we can keep playing the AB game over and over, too. Sigma, could you show me your bracelet?
Why?
Do you remember what Zero Jr. said?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. Compare and Solo was starting to top around a bit too.
Yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a cyan pair. What about you?
I'm a magenta pair.
I wonder what the others are.
They could be anything, I suppose. We won't know until we have a look.
We've got about 2 hours? 80 minutes until the next set of chromatic doors open. So what should we do now?
Everyone else has gone off on their own.
Yeah? Physically and emotionally. I really don't like how this is going. It won't matter how many times we repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anybody else. We'll never be able to get out of here.
Maybe it would help if we all had a common goal. Something to unite our hearts and minds.
Like leaving? Well, it's not working, girl. Yeah, but we've already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. That seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everybody chose betray. Including me.
Well, what if we have an enemy?
An enemy?
Yes. A common foe. Like the person who set the bombs, for instance.
After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Quark the Excelsior. Yeah, that might work. We can figure out which one of us planted those bombs, then everyone else would work together against them.
Right.
But how do we figure out who it is?
Well, do you have any clues?
Clues, huh? The memory card. Thank you. That's right! The memory card. I pulled it out of my pocket and held it out toward her.
What's this?
I told you, a memory card. It was under the bomb we found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what's on it, though. We couldn't find any kind of memory card reader.
Oh. I guess we can't really use it then. Oh. Wait a second.
Yes, we have that story lock unlocked.
You know what? I think I might have seen something. Yes, I remember. The infirmary. I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with Dio and Quark.
Speaking of memory cards, I need to tell you about something fun that I bought the other day. So the PS5 has one USB normal and one USB-C port. My new MacBook only has USB-C, but I bought a tiny USB stick. This is 32 gigs. It has USB-C and normal USB. And it's super tiny. Like really, look at this. Look at this. And it has 2 USB ports. Yes, there are multiple, but I do need a USB-C. Because otherwise I need to use my old laptop when I want to upload like videos or photos from the PS5, because my MacBook doesn't have normal USB. So I need either a USB-C adapter or a thumbstick that has both. And I went with a thumbstick that has both. Just for the people that might get a PS5 and might have newer tech, that has weird, you know, plugs.
There's a memory card just like that one.
Then
yes! I think we can see what's on it. The computer there should be able to read it.
Luna and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover, and Tenyoji. Pork was there as well, of course, but he was just as we'd left him, asleep on the bed.
What are you doing here?
I opened my mouth to retort, then thought better of it. I really wanted people to start trusting each other. Well, real change starts at home. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb and the memory card, and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the ladder.
Okay.
Then stick it in already!
Go ahead.
Just as Luna said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the right size to fit a memory card. That is not under the screen. Within moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be random letters. Hang on. Oh, those were numbers on the other one. Never mind. 'What is this?
6 rows, 22 letters each.
Rows 1, 3, and 5, and 2, 4, and 6 are the same. Yeah.
It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set. In other words, the first 2 rows just repeat. Yeah.
Is this some kind of code or something? Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Right. Oh, they did say 22. Never mind. Let me check this here. Jump. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Nope, there's 25 in that one. So we got a code when we got the disarm code when we got the DO ending, but that was 25 per row.
It doesn't look random to me. I think there might be a pattern. I just don't know what it is.
Was there anything else on there?
No, it doesn't look like it.
So all we get is this gibberish. Hey Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's up?
Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover?
What do you mean?
Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training?
Training?
This is...
So you do recognize it.
All right, knock it off, you two. How about you share it with the rest of the class?
Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
I believe this is an encoded message from a terrorist organization.
What?
They call themselves the Myrmidons.
Myrmidons. For some reason I felt like I'd heard that name before.
What are the Myrmidons?
We have heard that name before.
Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization.
So this thing we're looking at, you think it's theirs?
Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this is one of them.
Then the bomb?
It was set by one of the Myrmidons, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, I can't say for sure, of course, but it seems likely.
Damn, I have got a ton of questions for you. Well, let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say?
I don't know.
No. They're still black. But maybe in a little bit. What?
How am I supposed to decode it? I don't have the key. Without a key, it would take literally hundreds of years to decode.
What about you, Clover?
Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't.
See.
Not much we can do then. We can come back to that code stuff later. I've got another question. Alice, Clover, who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code?
That's...
You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state, or something like that. Just what the hell kind of a job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do.
Sorry, but I can't.
Why not?
Because you might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb.
That's idiotic. Of course I'm not.
Really? And where's your proof? For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. I'm your friend. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. We have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them?
I'm sorry.
Before I could blink, she'd leapt up and run out of the room. Hey, wait, Alice. I took off after her.
How long are you going to keep following me?
Forever. Until you tell me what you know.
Then why don't you just ask Clover?
Clover?
You already know she works with me.
Well, yeah.
Then why don't you...
I wanted to hear it from you.
Why?
That's a good question. Remember the crew quarters, or this garden. We got paired up for 2 separate rounds. That means I've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you.
What are you talking about?
Are you trying to hit on her? She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on her cheeks. We walked down the path to where it ends next to the pond. I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
What? Why?
I tried to kill you.
You mean in the AB game?
Yes. I was so scared. Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game. And then we found that bomb. I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could. Things just went downhill from there.
What do you mean?
I remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying. And everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
That was probably the Radical 6.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. But when I woke up in the infirmary, Suddenly, all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could. It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you. God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared. See? I'm horrible.
No, you're not.
You hate me, don't you?
I don't.
Just do it!
What? To do what?
Kill me!
What? No.
Get it over with!
No. What the hell, Alice? I'm not going to kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying! I could have killed you. I would have killed you.
Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. Then another and another, leaving shiny lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek and off. What? Taking her tears with it. That sentence is really weird to me.
Why are you doing this? You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
Oh dear. That's who you were after, right? The people who killed your dad?
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons?
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
Huh, come on.
Keep your mouth shut. I'll tell you what you want to know. About myself. And about the Myrmidons. Deal?
Sure. My lips are sealed.
Really?
What crying? I don't remember any crying.
Good. All right then.
Alice took a deep breath and began. Am I gonna have to read this aloud again? Yes. My father is Egyptian, but my mother is French. They met while my mother was in Egypt on vacation and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which was why we moved. Both of my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to the life in the US. On my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists. He had been kidnapped. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Is her dad Kay's dad? Because he was also a scientist and all kinds of weird things. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her as a single mother, alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but every so often, when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away, and in every line of her face I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I missed my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that he'd never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full-ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father. This is a very familiar image, yes. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate and sometimes deal with terrorist organizations and other serious threats to the states. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it. Eventually, I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons, although at the time that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was thought that they had been using cloning techniques to copy their most useful members and expand their ranks. The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now at last I knew the reason for my father's abduction. How very Nazi Germany of them. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. We know his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidons are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding. Trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumor says he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever. At that point, I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn about them. So here's my thought, completely random. How do you nail Jello to a wall? You build a little cup for it, and then just plop it on there, and it's nailed to the wall. Right? You can put one nail through, but most of it is like in the cup. Cup and nails. Then one day I got a tip from some of them. I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. I headed out immediately. Oh! This is 999. Oh. Oh, come on, that dress. On the way out there, my car had some engine trouble and stalled out. I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere. I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. Clover. That was the first time we met. There were 4 other people in the car with her, and when I asked them what they were doing, I got what was just about the last answer I'd expected. They told me they'd been locked up inside the very building I'd been on my way to investigate, and that they were currently in pursuit of the people who had kidnapped them in the first place. My priorities shifted very quickly. After a short discussion, I convinced them to allow me to come along. My hope was to find the people they were chasing, who I was certain were Myrmidons. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to SOIS headquarters. We decided that involving the police would only complicate things. After some questioning, it was determined that the people who had instigated this particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Souls. Wait, what? What? Wow. This, I don't remember if I mentioned this on stream, but a few months back, I was watching a show called Absentia, and that was the same as this. There were like conspiracies in the first game, in the first season, that connected to season 2, and then they kept going in season 3. It was so deep. It was like completely crazy. You should watch it. It was so good. But this reminded me of that, how like nothing ever stays buried, everything is always connected back to something prior. Yeah, I'll link it on IMDb. But it's with the woman who played Beckett on Castle. Yes. It's the woman whose name I kept getting confused, because her name is not Katja. Her name is something cottage. And I kept getting it confused. I talked to you about that when I was watching it. But it's a cop show, and it's very, very strange but very good. Anyway, there was also a sixth person in the SUV, although they weren't riding in it per se. A middle-aged man, who I'll just call H for now, had been bound and placed in the trunk. According to the other four, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player on the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. More specifically, I suppose H was a member of Free the Soul and very committed to their cause. So why had he kidnapped all those children? Apparently it had been part of an experiment designed to test the abilities of certain people to access what's called the morphogenic field. I don't imagine you've ever heard of it before, so I'll try and give you a quick rundown. Simply put, these people can access a sort of field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consciousnesses of certain other people. Yes, morphogenic, not anthropomorphic. To be honest, it might be simpler to just call it telepathy. The SOIS had heard of this particular ability before and had actually used it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness that power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. This time it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My bosses decided that we needed more agents to deal with a threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd been a test subject in H's experiment, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. After several months of training, she was sent on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration and investigation of a Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hoped that our investigation might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts. Last, I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I wouldn't let that chance pass me by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. The whole operation was a trap. The lab was fake and Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All of the conspirators who had pretended to be researchers and the like had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until at last, in a basement room, I found her. She had been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. It was my father. No! He looked as if he had just been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned he had died from ruptured organs and internal bleeding. They had beaten him to death. Ugh! As soon as Clover had been captured, a Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He'd said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave them alone, and tell her masters at the SOIS to do likewise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was, and who my father was. That was why they'd killed him. Perhaps they'd thought they were sending a message to me, or that once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. They were wrong. They were very, very wrong, even. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had at least been able to save her. Sometime later, I received a call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. There in the morgue was my father, cold and pale on a steel table. I could barely stand to look at him, but the coroner insisted. On his arm were 2 rows of numbers comprised of 8s and 9s. It took me a moment to recognize my father's handwriting. He had carved them into his own skin. On his chest was another message, but they were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice. I broke down crying right there in the morgue. They were the first tears I'd shed since the operation had started, and there was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness, not for the monsters who'd put my father through this. They had destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. That night I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. Wow. Yeah, this game. Ugh. And this is the perfect week for it too. It would have been my father's birthday last Friday. So yeah. I am just in a happy place right now. It didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written were latitude and longitude. Thank you. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was the mother lode we'd been looking for, the headquarters of the Myrmidons. I think my father must have known how things would turn out. Knowing he was going to die, he'd written the directions to our enemy's fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste this opportunity with recklessness. This time our operation would succeed. This time I wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any of my other agents in danger. So we took our time, we gathered information, we did our research, and we planned. Finally we were ready. And then I was kidnapped. December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold. But then, on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation was scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared. So you inhaled that gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AB room.
Yes. Well, there it is. Everything that's happened with the Myrmidons and me. I left a few of the details out, of course, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Thanks. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
We should go back.
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
Which is?
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs. And based off the code we found, it's pretty clear that the person is a Myrmidon. Right?
Yes.
And I agree that we need to figure out who they are.
What do you propose we do?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
Clues? Well, if I could decrypt that code, it might tell us something, but...
How can we do that?
I told you. We need a key. Without that, it's pointless.
What's a key?
A key is a key. It allows you to sort of unlock a code. The Myrmidons usually use this huge string of numbers as a key.
Wait, a long string of numbers? Could that be... Seven 8 1 5 3 6 1 0 9 8 8 3 8 0 9 4 2 4 1 9 9 0 5 5 1.
What the hell?
Trophy earned. He was convicted of a string something. I was almost as surprised as she was. The numbers had just kind of appeared in my mind, and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me incredulously, and I stared back.
Where did...
He was convicted of a string of numbers.
Wait. Can you say that again?
Yes. This.
That's 198,449,351 to the third power.
Okay. What?
That number you just told me. prime factor decomposition on that number gets you 198,449,351 to the third power.
Sorry. Okay, I reset my brain. You're talking about reducing an integer to a series of prime numbers that you multiply together to get it, right? Like, if you have 30, then you get 2 by 3, 2 times 3 times 5, right?
Exactly. You probably learned that in junior high, right?
So you're saying that that is a prime, and if you multiply it by itself 3 times, you get that.
Yes.
Don't tell me you just did all of that in your head.
I did do all of that in my head. Simple mental arithmetic.
What? No way. No way. That's impossible.
I told you. I'm better at math than most people.
That's not better at math.
Look at you. You just recited a huge string of numbers. That seems pretty astounding, too. Where did you find that number anyway?
I didn't know what to say. What would I tell her? That it just came to me?
Can't tell me, huh? Fine. I'm pretty sure that's the key to the code, though. I know the Myrmidons use prime factors for their keys. And there aren't a lot of 25-digit numbers that turn out to be the third power of a prime number. I think there's a very good chance that number you memorized was specifically created by someone.
Could you explain that with small words?
Well, look at the prime factors of your number.
Could you explain that with smaller words?
198,449,351 to the third power. I think that's our hint for cracking the code.
Huh?
You still don't get it?
No.
Try to remember the code we saw in the infirmary. What did it say on the monitor?
I think the first row was that.
And the second row?
This. I think. Then they just repeat.
Wow, you've got a pretty impressive memory. We could really use someone like you back at the...
Well, keep going. How do we decode that?
You use 198,449,351 to point you to the right letters.
How do we do that?
Well, the first number is 1, so take the first letter.
Let's see.
The next number is 9, so go 9 letters over from the first one. Then 8 from that one. Just keep going until you get something. Make sense?
I ran over what she'd said in my head. The prime number Alice had given me was that. So what would we get if we picked out the letters like she'd explained? The first letter would be C from the top left. Then you'd move 9 to the right, which would give you O. Then 8 more to the right. Eventually we'd get a word. And that word was... Oh God. Okay, hang on. Save. I'm gonna actually save in a different slot. It's blue. I will be right back. There. Okay, hang on. I just need to grab the number here. Okay. Do it from here. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm just gonna stand up. And Ash, could you type the letters I'm saying in chat? 1 is C, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, O. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, M. 1, 2, 3, 4, P. 1, 2, 3, 4, L. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. E. complete 1, 2, 3 T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Complete. 1. Completed. Okay. 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 That wasn't so hard. Is that really it? I found it! I did it! Completed. That's it. That's the answer.
Completed? Are you sure?
Yeah. I did exactly what you told me to do, and the word I got is completed. Well, actually, it's completed, completed, completed. The code and the letters repeat every 2 lines. Just repeat.
Well, I can't remember the code like you can, but...
So it means that he completed all 3 bombs.
If you're certain, I believe you.
I'm definitely certain.
All right, then. I wonder what completed is supposed to mean, then.
That the bombs are in place. What? Aside from the obvious, you mean. I'm guessing here it means mission complete. So that's what the transmitter was for.
Huh? What are you talking about? What transmitter?
I barely even heard her. Suddenly my mind was full of memories that hadn't been there a moment before. It was like a wave had washed away the sand, revealing a bed of precious gems underneath. Okay. No, they're still fucking black. We haven't resolved anything yet. Okay, fine. Let's keep going.
Oh, Holy Father, Holy Brother, Holy Master, my sacred mission is at last complete. With these 2 hands, mankind is saved. I am your well-made flesh. In your name, I give thanks.
Yeah. Probably. Or at least this one novel sequence. Damn it. Why hadn't I realized it before? I could remember a series of numbers, but not this? At least I remembered it now. Dio was a member of the Myrmidons. Not just any member, he was their leader. That meant he had to be the one who planted the bombs.
Hey, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Then answer my question. What the hell was that? What's this about a transmitter?
I didn't trust myself to try and explain it to her. More than likely she'd just think I was insane. Even I could barely make sense of the sudden influx of new information.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of the Myrmidons.
If I was, do you really think I'd reveal myself like this?
Point.
Out of nowhere, Clover appeared.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Really?
We're all down in the Floor B warehouse. Well, all of us but Luna and Quark.
Why?
We've still got 45 minutes until the white door's open.
I know that!
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. I thought you, Kay, and Quark didn't know about the white doors.
Tenmyoji told us about them. He said he'd show us where they were, so we all followed him down to the Floor B warehouse.
I'm assuming you left Quark with Luna?
Yeah. Anyway, when we showed up, Vi and Kay were already there.
So?
Well, all of a sudden, Vi, Tenmyoji, and Dio all started yelling at each other.
What?
Why? Did something happen?
According to Clover, the last AB game had been the cause of their fight. Even though Tenmyoji only had one BP, Vi had chosen Betray. They started to fight, and since Dio had pressed Betray on behalf of his team, eventually he got dragged into it too.
That seems odd. Vi only had one BP too. Her choice seems like a perfectly valid defensive move.
Ugh! Just come with me! Kay's trying to calm them down, but there's only one of him.
Okay, I need to use the bathroom. I'm realizing. It just happens very suddenly sometimes. So we are gonna BRB, Nightbot. Nightbot. There we go, Nightbot. Hi, thank you. We are just gonna take like 2 minutes. I will be right back. Okay, hi, we are back. Okay. Okay. Come on, Alice, let's go. All four of them were still there when we arrived. They seemed to have calmed down a bit, but the tension in the air was almost visible. I have a sneeze. It's like, what's the word? Tickling my nose. So, like I said the other day, if I start sneezing and I don't have time to mute before it attacks, I apologize. They seemed to have calmed down a bit, but the tension in the air was almost visible. I felt like I'd stepped into a room full of flammable gas. Even the smallest spark could turn the whole place into a raging inferno. Even Kay, usually so calm and collected, was standing ramrod straight with his hand balled into a fist at his side. I looked at Alice, pursed my lips, and then headed over to the angry knot of people occupying most of the room. How do 4 people occupy most of this room? Like, really? Really. Clover told me what's going on. This whole thing is stupid. You need to knock it off.
Stupid? What about this is stupid? We're talking about my life, you self-righteous dick.
I know, but yelling at each other isn't going to solve your problem. The best thing for us to do right now is to trust each other and get through this. Wouldn't you agree?
Hard to trust someone who tried to kill me.
Same to you. I told you letting Dio vote was a stupid idea. What did you think he was gonna do? You might as well have pressed the button yourself.
I couldn't just leave Quark alone.
That's no excuse. And where do you get off telling me I shouldn't have picked Betray? Did you even think that through? What, I was supposed to pick Ally? If I'd done that, I'd be dead right now.
I could say the same thing to you. Damn good thing Dio didn't choose Ally.
Please, that's enough from both of you. Sigma's right. This isn't the time to be bickering with each other.
Oh, you don't get to talk. You tried to betray Clover and escape on your own.
Perhaps. But I think that's better than merely killing someone.
Well, I only did it so that she wouldn't kill Tenmyoji.
Oh, god damn it. Enough already. I roared with fury and my voice echoed and rebounded off the walls of the warehouse. Everyone fell silent. I didn't know how long that silence would last, so I decided to put it all on the table. There was only one way I was going to be able to take control of the situation. Guys, listen to me. We really don't have time for this. I was met with a number of glares, but I soldiered on. See, the thing is, I figured out who planted the bombs.
What? Is this what you were talking about earlier?
Sort of, yeah. I know which one of you it is.
Well, spit it out then.
Please, explain what's going on here.
I don't think I need to. They're going to admit their guilt in just a few minutes.
What?
You're all going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Or I guess I should say Dio's mouth.
What are you on? You think I set those bombs?
Yes, I do.
Hey, if you're gonna accuse me, you better have some pretty damn good evidence, pal.
I'm not accusing you. I'm just stating a fact.
Oh yeah? Where the hell did you get that fact?
Fun as it was, I knew taunting alone wouldn't be enough to make Dio confess. He just played dumb. He was good at it. And I'd get nothing. That meant I was going to have to trick him. Well, you see, I'm actually from Free the Soul.
Free the Soul? What's that? Some kind of hippie shoe company?
Don't play dumb, Dio. Or should I call you Left? Brother ordered me to come here. To keep an eye on you. It was quick, but for just a moment I saw his eyes twitch. I leapt on that moment of weakness like a hungry dog on a steak. Fine. Skepticism is understandable, admirable even. But perhaps this will convince you. I pressed forward, pulling out every fact I could remember. I told Dio about Brother's background and how his younger brother left had been murdered. I mentioned casually that the Myrmidons were all clones of a single person. So? Still not convinced? How about this? That number. Do a little prime factor decomposition on that and you'll get the other number to the third power. If I'm not who I say I am, how on earth could I possibly know that?
What? No, that's not possible.
Finally. So, let's start over, shall we? I was sent here to watch your every move. It seems our wise and noble brother doesn't trust you. He suspects betrayal.
No! You're lying!
I assure you I'm not. But if you don't believe me, why don't you go outside and call him yourself with your transmitter?
No. No! You have to be lying! Brother trusts me! That's why he chose me for this mission! Why would he make me the leader of the Myrmidons if he...
Oops. Huh? Sorry, what was that?
I said, why would he have made me the leader of the Myrmidons if...
I grinned.
Wait. What the hell? Are you fucking kidding me?
Sorry, Dio. I've never even seen Brother.
What the hell was all that? How did you know all those things?
Dunno. Maybe I was divinely inspired.
Don't give me that shit!
What's going on?
What are these Myrmidons?
Dio and I stared at one another while Clover and Tenmyoji quickly explained to Phi and Kay about the memory card and the number 2 bomb, and about the code we found that was from a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons.
So you mean to say someone from the Myrmidons planted the bombs?
And Dio pretty much just admitted to doing it?
Yeah?
Bastards. I'll never forgive you.
I heard a low, furious muttering behind me and turned to see Alice, her lips pulled back in a snarl.
I am going to kill you!
Good. Her voice rose to scream as he charged towards Dio. He ducked out of the way smoothly and pulled something from his pockets. Uh-oh.
Whoa there.
Oh no. Oh shit. The detonator.
I like my women a little feisty, but you're taking it a little too far, sweetheart. Tone it down.
I think we all know what it means when he says he likes his women feisty. Ew.
What?
You see this? You know what it is, don't you?
Oh my god. Is that the detonator?
Exactly. And I assume you know what happens if I press this button?
Yes. I think I do. I'm guessing it'll set off both of the bombs.
Well, I wouldn't say both.
All 3.
You mean there's still a number 1 bomb we haven't found?
Correct. And there's one more, too.
No. There are 4 bombs?
Exactly. I planted 4 bombs. They're the ones numbered 1, 2, and 3, but there's also one more. Bomb number 0. Add all that up, and you're looking at about 4 tons of explosive power. Those go off, and it's all over. That's enough oomph to turn this whole place into a smoking crater.
Aren't you forgetting something?
That'd kill you too.
He's crazy. He's a cult leader. What do you think? Does he mind?
So, I'm ready for that. I've got spares.
Spares? Is that what Sigma was talking about?
Yeah, clones.
I heard Alice whisper something to Clover.
Let's go, Clover. Show him all that training wasn't for nothing.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Right.
Before I had a chance to ask them what was going on, they moved.
Die, you bastard! Yeah!
She roared and leapt towards Dio, Clover following just behind. Alice threw a punch at Dio's face, and as he dodged, Clover spun out from behind her. Dio grunted and turned to focus on Alice, but Clover darted in and snatched the detonator from his hand.
Clover, get him!
Right! Sigma, catch!
Huh? Before I could respond, Clover had thrown the detonator at me. I scrambled to grab it out of the air and held it to my chest. I hope he didn't push it.
Damn it! Stop! Let me go! Still let go of me, you asshole!
Yelling didn't do him any good, and Dio found himself subdued by the skillful teamwork of Alice and Clover. Strangely, though, once they had a hold of him, he stopped struggling. I was reminded of a gazelle with its neck in the mouth of a lion. Had he surrendered? Or did he have some trick up his sleeve? Didn't feel right. I didn't have to wait long for my misgivings to prove true. The detonator in my hand suddenly began to flash. But what?
Ha! Serves you right.
What are you laughing at?
You! Her! All of you! God, you're stupid.
What? Why?
See that detonator you threw to Sigma? You activated it. If it gets more than a meter away from me, it sets itself off. We figured someone might try to take it away, so we put in a little safeguard. Since you two were kind enough to take it away from me, the bombs have gone from remote control to countdown timer. Go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Won't make any difference now. The bombs are gonna go off no matter what.
Well, fuck. How long do we have?
About 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Oh no.
My condolences.
What can we do to stop them?
I told you that already. First, we need the device that allows us to input information.
Well, we have that in another timeline.
Then we plug it into each bomb and enter the codes.
Hey, Alice, who the hell are you? How do you know all this?
None of your damn business. Just tell me where the input device is.
Well, that's none of your damn business. Fuck! Stop! You're gonna break it!
Of course. That's the plan.
Please, stop!
Just tell me what I want to know.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's in my coat, the right-hand pocket.
Clover, check it out. Right.
She nodded and started digging through his pockets. After a few minutes... Minutes?
It's no use! There's nothing here!
Did you lie to me?
No. I swear, keep looking.
Oh, wait. There is something in here.
Clover pulled her hand from his pocket and held it out. Is that a pill, like for medicine?
Hey, what is this?
Huh?
It's a suicide pill. What do you think?
I can't see it. Bring it over here.
Clover frowned and moved closer to Dio, holding the pill out toward him. Suddenly he moved, his right hand snaking out to grab the pill from Clover's hand. Before anyone could react, he shoved it into his mouth. I heard a tiny crack as he bit down on it. Almost immediately, he grimaced in pain.
Shit!
What? What was that?
Poison, I guess.
What?
Damn! How could I be so stupid?
His eyes rolled up into his head, and flecks of spittle began to trickle out from the corners of his mouth. I grabbed him by the hair and shook. What the hell are you doing? Where's the input device?
Lost it. in my couch. Back home.
Don't screw with me.
Fine. Don't tell us. How about you give us the deactivation codes instead?
Deactivation? You guys are persistent. Fine. Not gonna do you much good anyway. I'll tell you. But you only get one. This is the deactivation code for Bomb 3. Ready? LXQ LHC NMR.
We don't have that one. Thank you. What about the other 3? Tell us the other 3. He didn't even seem to hear me. Well,
My
of course.
body will be a part of the foundation of a bright future.
His voice was weak and more foam was dribbling out of his mouth.
Such a beautiful world. May brother live in everlasting glory.
Those were the last words Dio spoke. He died with a strange, happy smile.
He only gave us the password for one of the bombs. This is bad. What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
How much time have we got?
25 minutes.
Are you sure?
Yes. When he told us the time, I checked my bracelet. It said exactly 30 minutes.
You mean the bombs are gonna go off the same time the next set of doors opens?
Yes. The time on your bracelet is the time we have left.
Ooh, so 25 minutes.
This isn't good. I was hoping that we might be able to escape through the white doors, but...
It takes 5 minutes for the primary door to open and close. So...
Yes, I know. There's no way we can get through them before the explosion happens.
Well, there's no point just standing around. We should start looking. We need 3 things. The password input device.
And the remaining 2 bombs, right?
Right.
we also need passwords for all the bombs other than number 3.
Exactly.
And this is gonna lock us now. Maybe Dio has a note or something?
Hold on. Let me check.
She knelt down and quickly checked his pockets and sleeves, then sat back on her heels, frustrated.
Damn. He's clean.
She looked pale.
Then we'll just have to hope we find it somewhere. Tenmyoji, can you go tell Luna what's happened?
Right. I'm on it.
Good. The rest of you, let's move out. We can do this. Let's go.
We all took off at a run, heading to different parts of the building. But all of our searching turned up nothing. And as we searched, the clock kept ticking. Okay, so we're gonna die in a fiery explosion, I guess. Then at last, the chromatic doors opened.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Our time had run out. We watched the white doors open. Are they doors to heaven or to hell? The thought barely had time to flutter through my mind before before everything went white. I didn't even have time to say goodbye. 1,000 emotions flooded my brain in those last moments. Why? How? How had we ended up this way? Why the hell weren't we able to see the signs that we missed and try to turn the tables? Yes, that's Nickelback again. And then a blistering wave of heat, like the surface of the sun itself, wiped out any lingering thoughts. Is this a numbered ending? I wonder if it is. My consciousness slipped away into a bottomless pool of darkness. Neither heaven nor hell, only the void. The void looks back. It is displeased. Maybe this is credits. I think this might be credits. It usually doesn't take this long. Yep. 2 numbered endings named. I am getting very tired, so we're not going to be going for much longer. But I do want to just start one of the new endings. Or one of the new unlocks, rather. I'm just pondering things in general. No, because they're the exact same question. They're both who planted the bombs. So they should have the same answer. So it's 7 and 9, I think. There's a website for this? Yes. Yes. We do only still have 2 puzzle rooms left. The green one on the middle path, and I'm guessing they counted the directors the second time? Or there's one that we haven't even... I don't even know what that would be. Oh, the Alice end. Trophy earned, best served cold. Well, I'm gonna save over this one now again. It's gonna turn blue. Everything's fine. You know this by now. And return. And so we have this, who planted the bomb, or we have this, who planted the bomb. This was, how do we stop Phi? Oh right, yes, there is a third white door. You are correct. Let me see. Okay, down here we have done both. So that would be here, right? No, that's here. How can Phi and K be saved? That should bring us to White Door, because we were 6 people. No, we were 5 people left. But Dio's bracelet was broken, so they couldn't use that for the doors. So we need to find an ending where we can find a new bracelet. And then this is the one where I have been stung, but I'm not yet dead. So we are gonna go with the shortest looking one, which is this, and see how long it unlocks to become. And then we'll see what I do after that. Next week we'll either do this or this. But let's start this one and see where it takes us. Because I'm not dying quite yet. If I do decide that I'm dying, I'll just... Yeah. We wish to jump. Yes. Thank you. See, the thing is, my eyes are itchy.
Huh?
Because I'm tired, but I'm not, like... The rest of my body's mostly okay. Other than the fact that I said tired and now I have to yawn. You only need to search one person.
Why?
Because I figured out who did it. I know who did it. The words were out of my mouth before I'd even realized I was saying them.
How can you... There's no way.
Yeah. I met Phi's gaze and nodded, then turned away. I know who set the bombs. That person. Hi, Dio. It's you, Dio.
Come on, what is this? Are you high?
Trophy earned. Who set up us the Huh? Well, we're about to find out. Sorry, Kay, but could you hold him down?
Well...
It's on him, I promise.
Knock it off, Sigma. You're doing this all backwards.
So? This isn't a court. Besides, all we want to know is who set the bomb. And why are you getting so worked up anyway? If you're innocent, then a search will show that, and I'll look like an idiot.
Nice try, but that's some bullshit totalitarian logic. I don't think so. What are you even basing this on? How do you know I set the bombs?
Because...
Just spit it out!
I know about the Myrmidons.
The what?
I beg your pardon?
No. How do you know that, Sigma?
Oh, that's not all I know. I know about Free the Soul, and I know about Brother.
What the hell are you talking about?
I can tell you the details later. But there's no question that you were the one who set up the bombs.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
Sigma is who I am. Swede is who I am.
None of that has anything to do with me. I don't know who the Myrmidons are. And I don't know what Free the Soul is, and I certainly don't know anything about some old fart called Brother.
I didn't say he was an old fart. Oh, Dio, tell me, how does that foot taste? Who the Myrmidons are? I don't recall saying the Myrmidons were people. And what about Brother? How would you know his age if I haven't said anything besides his name?
Wait, so... he's left? But that means he's a terrorist!
A terrorist?
Oh dear.
Left?
Grab him.
Looks like I won't be able to talk my way out of this one. Seriously, though, when did we get so famous? The Myrmidons aren't supposed to be something anybody knows about, let alone you two jokers. Okay, you got me. Yes, I'm the leader of the Myrmidons. My real name is Left. I was sent here to stop Zero Senior's AB plan. That's why I planted the bombs. If it looked like the plan might actually succeed, I was supposed to blow this whole place sky high.
So Zero has a plan? AB plan.
What's that?
Oh, well, looks like you don't know everything after all. I should have been more careful. Then again, it's not like it really matters. After all, you're gonna die here.
What?
God damn it, no. I leapt toward him.
Well, there. Better not come any closer. You think I'm not prepared for this? Take one step and it'll be your last.
Then, that thing you're holding...
It's the detonator.
Yeah, I guess it is. Now back the fuck off!
Dio, please, calm down. If you press that button, you'll die too.
So? Believe me, there's plenty more where this came from.
What?
Now that we've cleared that up, back off! Come on, move it! Go, go, go!
We had no choice. Slowly, carefully, we backed away. All of us except for one. Tenmyoji.
Hey, Grandpa. Your hearing gone? I said back off.
No.
You... I'm not screwing around here.
I can see that. So why don't you do it? Go ahead. Press that button.
What?
Tenmyoji!
Something wrong? Hurry it up. I'm not getting any younger. Oh. Do I sense hesitation? What's the matter, Dio? Scared. Well?
You son of a bitch.
So you were just bluffing?
I'm not bluffing, goddammit. You hear me? I'll do it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. But there's really something I should tell you. See that detonator you're holding? It's a fake.
Are you brother? No. He can't be brother. Dio's met brother, right? What?
What?
For just an instant, Dio's eyes twitched down to the device in his hand. That was all the opening Tenmyoji needed. Oh, okay.
Yeah!
He cried out as he leapt through the air. Tenmyoji's leg shot out, knocking the detonator from Dio's hand. Don't let it get too far away. Shit. Not good.
What happened?
The detonator. He doesn't have it anymore.
What?
What's happening? There's a red light on it now.
Oh, you really fucked up, Tenmyoji. This is what happens when you try to show off.
What?
I'm sorry. This is my fault. I didn't have time to tell you how it worked.
What are you saying?
The detonator isn't supposed to be separated from Dio. If it is, then the timer on the bombs automatically activates.
Damn. How much do you know?
Everything.
Fine, whatever. Well, he's right. If that thing ever gets more than a meter away from me, it activates. When it does, it starts the timers on all the bombs. So thanks to this old fart, you get to try and defuse a bunch of activated bombs on a countdown. You can go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Once the timers have been activated, they'll go off anyway.
This is going to be a new story lock. Because I do have the device, but I don't have the fourth code.
How long do we
Unless he
have?
tells me now.
When do they explode?
You should know, Sigma. Why don't you tell her?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? That's crazy!
Yeah?
How do we stop them?
The emergency deactivation password.
None of us know them, though.
Right, none of us know. But there's someone who does, isn't there? Oh, he's gonna take the pill now.
What, hoping I might spill the beans? Nice try. Unless one of you is secretly a medium, I think you're shit out of luck.
Wait, a medium?
Well, I'm out. Peace.
Wait, stop. I threw myself toward Dio and wrapped my hand around his wrist, slamming it into the floor. He struggled, but I put all my weight on it and kept his arm pinned.
Shit! Let go of me, goddammit! Get off of me! Let me go!
He continued to struggle, but I wasn't going to let him go. I shifted my weight to free one of my hands and started trying to pry his open.
Hey! Hey! I'm not fucking around, alright? Let go of my goddamn arm!
By then, the others had run over and piled onto Dio along with me. Even then, he refused to stop. With increasing desperation, he tried to get the hand I had grabbed to his mouth.
We don't have a choice. Luna, go get the Socoril.
No. If we put him to sleep, we can't get what we need out of him.
You think I don't know that? What other choice do we have? Every minute we spend wrestling this prick is a minute we don't have to deal with those bombs. We don't have time for this.
Oh, shit.
What are you doing, Luna? Go!
Right.
So it's still gonna be a story lock because I need to find the fourth code somewhere, somehow.
Okay, I've got it. I'm ready when you are.
You can do whatever you want to me, you fucking cowards!
Oh, okay, okay, now I get it. This one is gonna be someone else's ending, and he's gonna give us the code. And this one is where we use all the codes. So we're gonna get a story lock in just like 1 or 2 blips.
You're still gonna die! Go ahead, tell yourselves you can fix it. Run around like idiots before you get blown to atoms. Serves you fucking right! You're gonna burn!
Oh, for God's sake! Luna, shut him up!
Right. Here goes.
As they began to climb off of him, I finally pried Dio's hand open. There it was, just what I'd expected. A small, unassuming capsule. I didn't know what was in it exactly, but it was undoubtedly some kind of poison. I stumbled towards the sink and tossed it into the drain. How much time do we have left?
25 minutes or so, I believe.
And how much time until the white doors open?
25 minutes or so, I believe. The same.
So, what do we do?
We put in the password and stop the bomb.
We searched Dio, but he doesn't have a note or anything with the codes on it.
Well, only one option left then.
Yeah, and that is?
Intuition. We trust our hunches.
That's... Are you suggesting we just guess?
Do you have a better idea?
Well, no, but...
Wait. There's another way.
What is it?
No. We know where 3 of them are. One is in the, hang on. One is in the infirmary, I think. One is in control room. One is in the lab. Oh, right, crew quarters, yes. Crew quarters, lab, control room are the ones we know about. So we need to find the 4th bomb in another timeline. Hang on. We need to find the 4th bomb in another timeline. Get him to spill the 4th disarm key in another timeline, and then come back to this timeline.
Before I can tell you, everyone has to promise to do exactly as I say. No questions. What's your answer?
We all nodded.
Good. First of all, Sigma, you're coming with me.
Right.
The rest of you, listen up. I want you to take Alice, Quark, and Dio to the Floor B warehouse.
Huh?
Why?
Didn't I say no questions? Good. That's it, we're done.
That's it?
Is there a problem? I seem to recall you promised to do exactly what I told you to do. Okay, we don't have much time left. Now get moving. Sigma, you're with me.
Mm-hmm. I turned without waiting and headed for the door. Before I could blink, she was gone. I gave everyone else in the infirmary a quick thumbs up and a shaky smile. Take care of these guys, okay? We'll see you back on floor B before you know it. So, just trust us, alright? Good. I couldn't think of anything else to say. I turned and ran after Phi. No, I don't think she's Dio in drag. Does she know the 4th password, maybe? She might know the 4th password already. Okay, so what do we do?
Get the input device ready.
Alright, done. All hooked up and everything.
How many minutes do we have left?
Well, they'll go off when the doors open, so... 21 minutes?
That means we have 7 minutes per bomb. That includes travel time, though.
Bomb number 2 is in the control room on floor B. And bomb number 1 is also on floor B with a garden. Huh. I thought it was... We just need to hurry, right? So what are we supposed to do? I mean, you do have some sort of plan,
Well,
right?
it's not like I don't have one.
Then stop being so mysterious and tell me. What the hell am I supposed to do?
You need to make a jump.
Jump?
Yeah. To another world. Another history.
I can't.
You didn't just guess that Dio set the bombs, did you? You knew it. Because you remembered it happening in another history, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, but that's... I mean...
You just have to do that again.
So you're saying I need to go to another history and get the password out of Dio somehow?
Doesn't have to be another one. It could be this one. Just go back to the past and question him. Then again, if you do that, you might end up changing things so you don't end up here. That would mean you couldn't deactivate the bombs in this history. So you have to come back to this exact moment, or...
Ugh. Damn it. This is so confusing.
Well, don't think about it then. We don't have time anyway. Just jump.
Okay, okay. I get it. See you later then. Are you insane? You're talking about transporting myself across space and time. Also, why should I have to do everything? Can't you jump too?
My jumps happen suddenly, out of the blue. I can't control them.
Neither can I.
That's a problem.
Well, I have the code for this bomb.
All right, consider this. Maybe we've already jumped from another history to this one, but our memories of that history got damaged or something. We forgot most of what happened in that other timeline.
Mm-hmm.
If we can remember even a little bit, though... Anyway, it's just a hypothesis.
My contacts are literally about to pop out. Are you saying I might know it already? And I just have to try and remember it?
Yeah. I feel like we know.
We do know.
So? Anything? We need the bomb password. Do you remember hearing it in another timeline?
I stare down at the input device. Password. Bomb password. Actually, I did remember it. I had heard it. So does this one have like 4 story locks? Okay. Okay, well shit. Now I gotta remember which one's which. Here. L Q. No, wait. This is bomb number 2, right? You know, never mind. We'll no, LXQ. No, backspace. LXQ. LHC. NMR. Oh, good. Okay.
Good job. It worked.
Phew. I sighed and wiped what felt like a bucket's worth of sweat from my forehead.
So, you knew the password after all. Interesting.
Yeah, I guess I did.
You heard it in another history?
Yeah.
Just what happened in that other timeline? Never mind. We don't have time for that. How much longer?
18 minutes.
Good. We've still got time. Come on, let's go.
Are there only 3 bombs in this timeline?
We've still got 2 more.
Maybe there are.
The number 2 bomb is next on the list.
So we're heading to the control room.
Right. No time to waste. Oh, and don't forget the input device.
And then she was gone. I hurriedly disconnected the device from the bomb and chased after her. That means we can delete that one. The most recent one is the mod chats. And by we, I mean you, because I don't think I can delete your messages in that channel.
You got it?
Yeah, right here.
Hook it up.
Right. Okay, hang on. I need to look at something now. So this was Oh, I can only unlock this one if I've already done all the things around. Right. So these aren't actually story locks. Oh, this is long. Well, we're not finishing this today. Done.
Okay. Hurry it up. Plug in the password.
Okay, let's see here. That would mean it's done. Hey, what the hell?
Calm down. You probably just typed it in wrong.
No way. I'm sure I did it right.
Try it again.
Yeah, nothing. That password's no good.
Then it's different. All 3 bombs use different passwords.
Yeah, looks like it.
Shit!
I slammed her foot against the locker, her face uncharacteristically twisted by anger and frustration.
This is bad. What the hell are we gonna do? Try and remember it. Did you see or hear anything in another history that could be a password? A different password?
I have it, Ash, don't worry. You mean like a different history from the other one I remember?
Yeah. You figured it out there. You just can't remember it very well right now. Remember what happened with the last bomb? This one is just like that.
I know. Thank you. Just get me to put the thing in. Another history. The password. Do I know what it is? Can I remember it? I have to. L X A Q N S G D Q, right? No? Okay, fine. B Q Z R D, no, R G J B X R. What? Did I mistype this? L X A Q N S G D Q. B Q Z R G J D X R. Okay, let's try this one at once then. L Q. No, still not L Q. L X Q. L H C N M R. It shouldn't be this. No. Ooh. Okay, now it's the story locks? I tried over and over, but it was no good. Each guess was wrong. No matter how I strained my memory, I couldn't remember even a letter of the bomb's password. Had I even seen or heard it anywhere in the first place? I'd seen other histories, but had I seen what I needed? If I hadn't, then it was all over. If I couldn't control my jumps, then what good were they?
Sigma. Just let it go. Our time's up. This is it. Before it ends, I wanted to tell you thanks. You knew we were about to die, but you still stuck with me. A lot of people wouldn't have done that. You're a good person. There's one more thing. I'm glad I met you. The moment I saw you, you seemed familiar. Anyway, thanks. It looks like our time's almost up. Hopefully the others will make it. There isn't much hope for us, though. I think this is...
Don't you dare say goodbye.
What?
We'll meet again, somewhere, somewhen. I guarantee it. We can jump through parallel worlds. We can change history. You see? This won't end here. I won't let it. This is just the beginning.
Sigma.
He is tall. Suddenly I felt Phi's face against my chest. Put my arms around her and held tight. Then we died. We've seen this. Everything went dark. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness. Game over. It might be. It's gonna turn blue. Everything's fine. Okay, I just want to look at this. Okay, so that's a novel ending, not a story lock. So I guess we get the final one here. I guess I was correct when I said we're not doing this entire thing today. Yeah. Okay, I am gonna go to bed. Friday is more Subnautica. Monday is more Summer of Mara, in Mara. And we will be back figuring this complicated mess out on Wednesday. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good rest of your week.